Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's Voice to the World. I'm Lipakshi Khurana, coming up in the next 30 minutes. Ahead of bilateral talks, Prime Minister Modi and Italian Prime Minister outline shared global strategy in joint India-Italy article, highlight stronger cooperation on geopolitics, trade, connectivity and global challenges. US and Iran trade threats. Trump says renewed military strike on Iran could occur soon if talks to end conflict fail. Tehran warns return to war will feature many more surprises. Russian President Vladimir Putin vows to develop comprehensive partnership with China while she calls for a better future for mankind. And in sports, Arsenal wins Premier League for the first time in 22 years after Manchester City draws at Bournemouth. And on to the details now. In the final leg of his five-nation visit, Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in Italy on Tuesday. During his two-day visit, Prime Minister Modi will call on Italian President Sergio Mattarella and hold talks with his Italian counterpart Giorgia Meloni. The visit takes place in the backdrop of a strong momentum in bilateral ties, with both sides proactively implementing the Joint Strategic Action Plan 2025 to 2029, a comprehensive roadmap for cooperation in various sectors, including in bilateral trade. The Prime Minister had last visited Italy in June 2024 for the G7 summit. Earlier, Italian Prime Minister welcomed Prime Minister Narendra Modi upon his arrival in Rome for the final leg of his five-nation tour. Sharing a picture with Prime Minister Modi on social media platform X, Meloni wrote, "Welcome to Rome, my friend." Prime Minister Modi met his Italian counterpart in the capital city of Rome over dinner on Tuesday. The leaders exchanged perspectives on a wide range of subjects. The two leaders also visited the iconic Colosseum. Nearly 2,000 years after it was built, the Colosseum remains the most recognizable symbol of Rome and one of the world's greatest architectural achievements. Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Italian Premier Giorgia Meloni have co-authored an op-ed outlining an ambitious vision for an Indo-Mediterranean partnership. Published on Wednesday, the joint article formally sets the stage for elevating bilateral ties into a special strategic partnership during Prime Minister Modi's official diplomatic visit to Rome. The partnership focuses on leveraging the India-Middle East-Europe economic corridor alongside defense, technology and industrial synergies. Framing the relationship as central to emerging trade and connectivity networks, the two prime ministers argued that the Mediterranean and Indo-Pacific could no longer be viewed separately. A key focus of the joint vision is the India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor, the ambitious infrastructure and connectivity project announced during the G20 summit in New Delhi in 2023. Prime Minister Modi and Meloni said IMEC represented a vision aimed at connecting our regions through modern transport and infrastructure, digital networks, energy systems and resilient supply chains, adding that both countries were committed to working with partners to make the project a reality. The article also highlighted expanding economic ties between the two countries. They noted that over 1,000 companies from both countries now operate across India and Italy, strengthening supply chain integration. Stating that India and Italy want to reach and exceed the €20 billion bilateral trade target by 2029, the leaders said the free trade agreement between the European Union and India paves the way in the same direction. In focus are defense and aerospace, clean technologies, machinery, automotive, components, chemicals, pharmaceuticals, textiles, agri-food, tourism and other sectors. The two leaders also stressed cooperation on artificial intelligence and democratic values in an increasingly digital world. The leaders noted that India's core value of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the principle that the world is one family, finds a natural echo in Italy's rich humanist tradition, rooted in the Renaissance, which highlights the dignity of each individual and the power of culture to unite peoples and societies. And a beautiful cultural dance performance was presented by artists to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi during his visit to Italy. Speaking to DD India, the artists shared their excitement and gratitude at the opportunity to perform in front of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. They described the experience as memorable and expressed pride in being part of a cultural celebration that highlighted the deep ties between India and Italy.
Prime Minister, as he arrived in Rome, Italy, was given a beautiful dance performance to welcome him as he arrived in the historical city. The beautiful performance was displayed by the Italian artists who danced in various dance forms, including ancient dance forms like Kathak, Kuchipudi, and Bharatanatyam as well. So let us go to the artists who are here and who have been practicing for days for this day and listen to their experiences. Ma'am, what's your name?
Martina Minacci Arcada.
Right, ma'am. What dance form were you?
Kuchipudi.
Kuchipudi
style.
How long have you been practicing?
20 years
20
now.
Years.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time, but how was the experience today?
Was a great experience, and is a great experience practice this kind of dance. Indian classical dance is one of the most ancient, as you know.
How significant do you think are the cultural ties between the two countries, and how do they bound people together?
I think that the bond between these two cultures are really near, in the sense that we really feel a depth in the because Italians are really empathic, and they used to express themselves loudly, you know. So even through art, Indian expression and culture, Indian culture, it's so much depth in the connection with the heart.
मैं इन लोगों के साथ परफॉर्म किया और कथक मेरा कथक है.
It was very nice. It was a very lovely experience. First of all, the embassy gave us the opportunity to work together and to organize this 2 minutes event, but it was so we are coming from different city and different styles, but we know each other somehow, so it was a very lovely occasion to collaborate all together, trying to put together the styles and create something. It was a very special event. What I loved most is to feel the collectivity of all the artists that are joining all the efforts to make the best performance for today's event.
So all the artists spoke to us about culture, about art, and how it binds the two cultures and civilizations together. Both India and Italy are ancient civilizations, and perhaps this kind of cultural connection and cultural exchanges will bring the two people together as well. With camera person Sumit Deman in Rome, Italy, Akshay Dongre, DD India.
And moving on, undertaking a crucial diplomatic mission, India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh held an excellent meeting with his South Korean counterpart, Ahn Gyu-bak, in Seoul on Tuesday on the second leg of a two-nation tour after visiting Vietnam. Both the leaders discussed ways to further deepen India-Republic of Korea defense industry and strategic cooperation with a shared commitment towards regional peace, stability and technological collaboration. In a social media post, Defence Minister said it was a highly productive meeting as India and Korea exchanged agreements on promoting defence, cyber cooperation between National Defence College of India and Korea National Defence University of ROK and UN peacekeeping cooperation, making partnership stronger and multidimensional. Earlier, Defence Minister was received by the Ambassador of India to the Republic of Korea, Gyurang Laldas, upon his arrival. Also, Defence Minister laid wreath at the National Cemetery of Korea and paid homage to the brave soldiers who made the supreme sacrifice in service of their nation. And under India's BRICS chairship for 2026, India is organizing 2 days the BRICS Youth Entrepreneurship Working Group meeting beginning Wednesday in Indore. The meeting is being convened under the broader theme of building for resilience, innovation, cooperation and sustainability, and brings together young entrepreneurs and representatives from BRICS member nations. It reflects India's continued emphasis on youth as key drivers of innovation, enterprise and sustainable development. The event features a mix of structured discussions, interactive sessions and collaborative exchanges designed to encourage dialogue on strengthening youth-led entrepreneurship ecosystems across BRICS countries. And India has achieved a major milestone in railway modernization by completing 99.6% electrification of its broad gauge network. As of March this year, more than 69,873 route kilometers of broad gauge railway lines had been practically electrified. With this achievement, India has moved ahead of several major rail systems, including those in the European Union, the United Kingdom and the United States. And some updates on US-Iran war now. President Donald Trump warned on Tuesday that the United States may strike Iran again, a day after he said he had held off a major assault in hopes of a peace deal. Trump told reporters at the White House that he had been just an hour away from relaunching Washington's attack on Iran before postponing the order. Trump offered a deadline of several days for resuming strikes if a deal was not agreed. Meanwhile, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance voiced hope for a diplomatic solution to Iran and said that talks are making good progress. Vance said that Washington was locked and loaded to restart military operations if there is no deal. Meanwhile, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said that Iran has gained military knowledge from previous hostilities and warned that a return to war will feature many more surprises. Araghchi said early on Wednesday that Iranian forces are confirmed to be the first to down an American F-35 fighter jet, citing a U.S. congressional report on aircraft combat losses. And time now for a short break. We'll be back in a while.
This week on Defense Dynamics, from Ray Strike 9, marking India's entry into laser-based, cost-effective drone defense in an era of swarm warfare, to Tejas Mark 1 Alpha at a critical juncture as engine delays test India's indigenous fighter ambitions, and Alpha S shaping the future of air combat with AI-driven swarm drone tactics under the CATS program. As warfare evolves, India's focus is shifting towards autonomy, sustainability and next-generation combat systems. Catch the full analysis this Wednesday at 8 p.m. IST only on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching TD India Live. I'm Lipakshi Kuran, and moving on, Russian President Vladimir Putin vowed to develop comprehensive partnership with China as he met with Chinese leader Xi Jinping in Beijing on Wednesday. Putin said the comprehensive partnership and strategic interaction between Russia and China in the new era is a model for interstate relations in the modern world. He also said that the partnership is based on the principles of equality and consideration of each other's interest, mutual support, friendship and genuine good neighborliness. Russian president said that relations between their two countries have reached an unprecedentedly high level, while Xi called for a better future for mankind during meeting with Putin. The summit featured discussions on bilateral and international issues. Earlier, Chinese president formally welcomed his Russian counterpart at a ceremony at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing as the two leaders began a summit. She hailed the unyielding relationship between China and Russia. Coming on the heels of U.S. President Donald Trump's visit to the Chinese capital, the optics and outcomes of the meeting between Chinese and Russian leader will be closely scrutinized and compared. And some updates from Cannes Film Festival now. Cannes may look like a celebration of cinema, but beyond the glamour lies a powerful business engine at work. TD India's Munmun Bhattacharya brings us a ground report from Cannes on how the festival drives a massive global film economy. Take a look.
Cannes is not just a festival. For 2 weeks, every May, it becomes the most concentrated film economy on earth, where art, finance, luxury tourism and entertainment trade intersect in 1 square kilometers of the Palais des Festivals. Think of it as the Davos for cinema, plus a $1 billion temporary marketplace, plus a luxury tourism surge. Here's how the money actually flows. The real engine is Marché du Film or film market. Running parallel to the festival, this is the world's largest film market. So what happens here? Films are sold territory by territory. Streamers, distributors, sales agents, producers close deals hour after hour. Co-production treaties are negotiated. Funding for multiple upcoming projects is secured. If we talk of scale, then in a typical year, there are 12,000 plus market professionals, 4,000 plus films and projects. This year, there are over 16,000 professionals from more than 140 countries. The city becomes a luxury economic machine. During the festival, hotel prices jump 3 to 5 times. Apartments are rented for 10,000 to 100,000 euros for 2 weeks.
There is a huge demand during a film festival because it's an international congress with 25,000 people. So all the city center of Cannes is completely full. People start to book in January. So almost all the hotels are booked from February or March. And last minute, of course, will cost more money for the people who take their travel in last minute, but very few accommodations are free during film festival.
Restaurants, drivers and event crews work at full capacity. Local impact is 200 to 300 million euros direct boost to the local economy in 2 weeks. At least 20,000 to 30,000 temporary jobs are created through events, hospitality, logistics, tech crews, drivers and security. Brand, fashion and luxury sponsorship economy. Major luxury houses don't advertise at Cannes. They host, dress and stage.
Everybody wants variety, Screen, Hollywood Reporter. You've got the ads. Everyone's understood. We've got dailies in the newspapers, but also magazines. Everyone wants visibility. So the biggest thing, whether you're a media house or fashion or a film, they're on the facade. And this is Tom Cruise. He doesn't need that. But why would a big Hollywood studio spend 50 million to be here? Because it still is visibility, because they, in their box office, want to cross the 2 billion mark.
Media economy. 4,000 to 5,000 journalists, 1,000 plus media outlets. There is non-stop global coverage for 12 days.
A lot of the brands are partners of the festival. And so there is competition between the different haute couture houses, whether it's Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Chopin for jewelry. Everybody's competing for this visibility to get the top stars.
Films premiering here receive instant global sales value because of press legitimacy. A Cannes premiere can add millions to a film's sale price versus a non-Cannes launch. Government and soft power economy of France. France funds and protects Cannes because it is a cultural diplomacy tool, a showcase of French cinema leadership, a magnet for global creative capital, a reinforcement of France as the capital of world cinephilia. Cannes is as much cultural infrastructure as an event.
So the way the country's brand it builds as a cultural capital, that the country which respects art, which respects cinema, which respects storytelling, great actor, is constantly growing as everywhere else it's becoming business. As most of the country is turning this cinema industry into business, Cannes has realized there's a big place to get into this economy and make literally billions of dollars out of it.
For the film world, it is a high-stakes trading floor. Billions move quietly through hotel suites, meeting rooms, market booths and yachts. And that is why this is not just a festival, but also the global film economy temporarily headquartered along one stretch of the French Riviera. With cameraman Sanjay Jaina, this is Munmun Bhattacharya from Cannes for DD India.
And moving on to some weather updates now. A severe heat wave continues to grip Delhi, with temperatures touching 44 degrees Celsius and hot winds making outdoor conditions extremely harsh. From heat shimmer on roads to dehydration concerns among workers and commuters, the rising temperatures are taking a toll across the city. We have a report.
It's called a heat shimmer, an optical illusion caused when air above a very hot surface becomes less dense, making objects appear wavy from a distance due to the refraction of light. So, at 44 degrees Celsius, the wavy heat shimmer in the national capital on Tuesday was not surprising. The heat is on across northern India, and Delhi remains under a yellow alert for heat wave conditions. Scorching winds swept through city roads, making life difficult for everyone. Municipal workers who are tasked with clearing waste and watering gardens say the intense heat has slowed them down, forcing them to take short breaks in between their work. They feel access to drinking water and cooling facilities will help them during the work hours. But those who are brave enough to venture out despite the heat face several problems: dehydration, eye irritation, and a burning sensation on the skin. According to a senior medical expert, people must stay hydrated with electrolytes, wear light clothing, and acclimatize themselves before direct exposure to the heat outside.
Heat exhaustion, like when people are really moving around in the heat, exercising in the heat, they sweat a lot and can manifest as dizziness, nausea, vomiting, tiredness, and this can be treated with replenishment of water along with electrolytes and rest. So moving out, suppose you have to go in a bike or you have to drive or walk, you come out of the office, stand in a shaded area for a while so that your body gets acclimatized to the change of heat and to the heat that you're going to be exposed to, and then travel wherever it is. And obviously you should use an umbrella or something or a hat so that you can be protected from heat.
With temperatures likely to remain high, the Delhi government on Tuesday announced that it will distribute special summer relief kits among construction workers. These kits will include sattu, oral rehydration solutions, and electrolytes.
And on to some sports news. English football club Arsenal are new Premier League champions. The title race is officially over after Manchester City were held to a 1-1 draw by Bournemouth. With just one game remaining, Arsenal now have an unassailable 4-point lead at the top of the table. Earlier, Gunners took a huge step towards the title with a 1-0 victory over Burnley at the Emirates Stadium. And Italian Prime Minister Meloni on Wednesday posted a video with Prime Minister Narendra Modi thanking him for gifting her packets of Melody chocolates during his visit to Rome. Let's watch the video.
Prime Minister Modi brought us a gift, a very, very good toffee. Melt.
And Cyprus President Nikos Christodoulis will soon be arriving in India for a state visit. Let's watch glimpses of the close and diverse India-Cyprus relationship. All right, that's all for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Lipakshi Kurana from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.